Are you finding that you're not performing as well as you should in Ninja Warrior competitions? Well, I used to think that until I created a structured routine. Watch till the end of the video where you'll find out if my structured routine works by watching my latest competitions. Step 1 of my structured routine is to research. Research what obstacles the gym you're competing at has, what kind of courses they set up, and by researching all of this stuff, you'll be getting better knowledge at what they're most likely going to set up in their competition. The second step in my routine is to relax. On your way to the Ninja Warrior competition, you're going to want to relax. I like to listen to music to get myself hyped up for this competition, get myself in the zone, nice and relaxed, so that when I get there, I'll be in the zone and ready to go. Step 3 in my competition routine is to strategize. Strategizing is very important because this is the step where you're putting together what you're going to want to do during your run. Every single step and swing that you take, you're going to need to think about during this step. My fourth step in my competition routine is to visualize. Visualize yourself running the course. Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be slow? Is it going to be at a decent pace? What do you want your run to look like? These are the questions you should be asking when you're visualizing your run. The final step in my competition routine is going to be a warm-up. This warm-up can be unique to you because every single person warms up differently. It's just a matter of what you're warming up in your body. You're going to want to warm up almost every single muscle in your body because Ninja Warrior uses every single muscle in your body. It's a full body sport. So you're going to want to find some exercises and stretches that warm up every single muscle in your body. Make sure you're all warmed up, ready to go, so that when you're on your starting block, you have no doubts in your mind. And that is it, my competition routine for American Ninja Warrior. Remember, every single person is different, and this routine might not work for everyone, so make sure to find something that works for you. Now let's take a look at my 2 latest competitions to see if this routine actually worked, and I think you'll know the result when you watch them. Alright, this competition took place at Hamden Ninja Academy. As you can see, this first obstacle was pretty light, not gonna lie. Moving into this next obstacle, we got a rope step combo. I really like this one. It was very creative on their part. Moving on to this next one, we have some balance pieces, and these actually weren't Velcroed to the ground, so I made sure to somewhat take my time. Definitely a part of that third step of my competition routine, which was to strategize. Next, moving on to these poles, you just gotta go across them and then onto a cool obstacle where you had to go to a step and then to a swivel step and then back across to the dismount platform. Moving on now to these barrels. These weren't too difficult, but as you'll see in the future of this competition, all of these obstacles next are going to be linked. So it starts to add a toll to me when it comes to the end of the course, but we'll see when that time comes. Moving on now to these floating pole graspers. I made sure to grab the ring there to make it easier on myself. Again, a part of that strategizing phase. Then across to that sliding pole to the flywheel. Took a couple swings on the flywheel up to the splat, which was a pretty high up lache, but I managed to get it. Across to these cannonballs. I know you can't really see that well, but I made sure to plan out, again, a part of that strategizing phase of my routine. I made sure to plan out which cannonballs I was going to use and which ones I was not going to use. On to the final obstacle, I had to use the unstable bridge, the trapeze, to hit the buzzer, and I did. I was super happy, and I ended up hitting the buzzer. And yeah, let's move on to my next competition, which is going to be at my home gym, Windsor Ninja Academy. Now, this competition was really, really fun because it was at my home gym, And yeah, I got to see a lot of people I knew, but that first obstacle really wasn't that bad. Moving on to the next one, which is going to be a warped wall run into these rings. Now, there was a rope on the warped wall that I could have used, but I didn't end up using it because that would have wasted a lot of time. Again, going back to that strategizing and visualizing phase of my competition routine, getting the importance of those. Moving on to the spinning PVC. This PVC was actually angled, so it made it a lot tougher to get through, but I did end up getting through it, as you'll see here. Moving on to the fidget spinner, down to the trampoline. I made sure to stick the landing on the trampoline and then go for the cliffhanger because I did see a couple people slip off of the trampoline before me. Next, onto these flywheel laches. These weren't that bad as I am very comfortable with my laches by now. Onto this bow tie. I did take a little while on this bow tie to build up a swing, but I eventually ended up getting there over to that wall, sticking the landing there. Moving on to the dismount of this obstacle, which you actually had to kick off of the other wall to get to the dismount, as you can see here. Moving on, I'm sprinting over to this ring swing, checking the time real quick to make sure I have enough time to complete the course. To the ring swing, to this weird obstacle where you had to use a hook and a rope and try to throw it into this hole. Don't know who could have created this, but yeah, it was very difficult, and I ended up saving a lot of time by getting it on my second try. Yay me, I guess. But then we have the swivel steps. This is where the visualization comes into play. Trying to visualize yourself under control of these swivel steps because they are very difficult to control. But I did not end up visualizing this, which was almost tipping over the landing platform of the next obstacle. This actually ended up knocking over some of the pegs for the next obstacle, which was the pegboard, but I ended up picking them up, which was a time waster in the end. But you'll see if I get through it or not. There was also these hooks that were provided for me. I ended up using the pegs to build myself out, but then you can see that I dropped one of the hooks there. So I ended up using one peg and one hook, trying to get my way across the pegboard. The buzzer was just attached to one of the posts down there. I was so close getting there across the gap. I had this close save here. Let's see if I can get it. I took a big swing here, and I went for the buzzer, and I got it. I completed the course hanging on just to make sure that the buzzer didn't go off. And yeah, I ended up getting the buzzer and finishing the course. So that first competition that you saw, I actually placed 4th in, just out of range of 3rd place, getting a trophy. But that second competition that you actually saw, I actually got 2nd place in and got myself a trophy. So I guess we can add this to the collection right over here. I also managed to move on to regionals, which is going to take place sometime in May of this year. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll let you guys know more info about that when the time comes. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments section below what your competition routine is. Are you gonna follow my routine, or are you gonna make something up that's right for you? What are you gonna do with your competition routine? Let me know that down in the comments below. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you all in the next one.